do you got? Beef jerky package. Just a packet. It's empty. Sorry, it has flakes in it. It's empty. It's empty. It's empty. Okay, here you go. Crypto vlog for October 6th, 2023. A lot coming at you. First, I want to do a shout out for P-Boy, a Friendtech key holder for a while. I know Friendtech's sort of on a dip. How's it going? So I'm just concerned that you're all going to lose all your money here, right? But guess what? There was a new rotation. So combination of the massive FUD, everyone was afraid of losing their freaking keys. But then we had a rotation into the StarsArena, right? So everyone was afraid. It started with Dipper, actually. The Friendtech index was 9.75 when Dipper tweeted, hey, he just lost 3 ETH. So something he was using on his computer exposed his key. It wasn't on Friendtech server side, but it was the FUD, and everyone was selling their keys. They said, I don't want to hold 100 ETH or whatever in Friendtech keys. So a lot of these farmers that promised a shared airdrop, right? They're going to share the airdrop with you. But guess what? They're dumping all their keys, so have a good laugh. But they did farm for 3 or 4 weeks, so congrats on that. A lot of people are still holding, like Bombatus, even though they didn't give him the reward for self-farming. They changed, Friendtech changed up the reward system there. So anyway, Friendtech was sort of sliding from the Friend Index on Hyperliquid, which I share so much. We had a little dip, right? From 975 for the Friend Index, which measures 20 top TVLs of friend keys. We slid all the way to like 860 and we bounced. Now we're at like 875. It was 885 earlier, but StarsArena, man, they're talking about TVL. People are using StarsArena. It's just a different experience. It's basically Twitter, but you get paid to make threads and all that. And the revenue sharing is a little different. So Friendtech, it was 10%, 5% for creators, and 5% for the Friendtech admins. But now it's the 10% on StarsArena, which is based on avax. So you withdraw avax from exchange to your avax EVM, which avax C chain, basically MetaMask, same type of deal as base chain. So the 10%, 7% to the creators, 2% to, I think, people that like tweets and do all that jazz. And then 1%, it's either 1% or the 2% to the admins. So they're taking a lot smaller commission. So they're in it for the long haul. They're trying to eat away at Friendtech, to force Friendtech, hey, let's ramp it up, change your system, reward users more. That 5% that you're getting, it's too much, right? We knew it was too much, but it encouraged people to hold. As long as it's 10%, even though it's a different distribution system, people will still hold. But at least you'll reward people for being active, and that's what StarsArena. And people are saying like StarsArena is the best app ever. I think Bombatus even said that, even though his keys are 9 ETH each, right? A lot of other people dumped their keys. Hanwei dumped his keys from 4 ETH to 2. He dumped 100 keys for 100 ETH or something. Oh no, let me do some better math. He dumped like 30 keys for 100 ETH. And then he rebought. He's like, I want to front run all the people exiting the platform. Yeah, but you're dumping on your own key holders. Good job, dude. And who else? Machi Big Brother. So he joined Friendtech. He hyped it up for a freaking week. Then he finally joined. He said there was a hurricane in Taipei. I guess he's in Taiwan. I didn't realize Machi was over there. Usually these guys are in Hong Kong or like UK or Dubai, whatever you want to say. But it's rare to see them just in Taiwan, right? Because they don't have a lot of the same freedoms as the other countries, economic freedoms and whatever. Even though Taiwan is more free than China, mainland China. Hi, hi, hi. So, anyway, Machi launched, and of course, people were spamming the block, and guess who? He self-sniped 100 keys. Again, unless you're stupid with your setup, you're gonna be the self-snipe after your own snipe. So, he spammed 1,000 Gwei. He was able to buy his self-buy was 500 Gwei. So base Gwei is normally like 0.1 on is it 0.1 or 1.5? I'm not sure what it is. Maybe 1.5 Gwei on base chain, but it was up to 11.85 the base because people were just spamming, waiting for the Machi launch. And of course he launched, he self-sniped 100 keys for 23 ETH. And then someone spammed, they were spamming 8 blocks or like 20 blocks at a time, then 8 blocks. As it got closer and closer, he joined. He just took him 30 minutes to transfer ETH over to self-snipe. And then, 80 Gwei was the second sniper, which was Maya. Come on. Yeah, so 80 Gwei. So Machi came in with 1,000 Gwei, then 80 Gwei for the second person. And everyone else failed who didn't have that high Gwei. Of course, because the second person was CBBO2C, a huge farmer. Their keys are 6 ETH. And they were able to purchase 100 keys for 165 ETH. So the next person that comes in, they're not going to snipe at 3.2 ETH, right? Most of the time, you're not going to pay that much, even though Machi was the most hyped person to join Friendtech ever. So, really interesting play there. Basically, if you spammed every block with over 80 Gwei, you would have been second. You would have made 100 ETH. So at the same time, we had the StarsArena. Let's move over to StarsArena. So it really started taking off on Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday. So I knew like the word was spreading. I'm like, I got rugged on Post-Tech, on Arbitrum. Now I'm going to get rugged on StarsArena, on avax. No, thank you. I don't have the energy to sign up for a new platform and lose 3 ETH again, or like 5K. But now everyone's on StarsArena because the way they rewarded the systems. So TVL grew from like 400K on early Tuesday morning. Now it's like 2.5 million, so almost 6x. And that's just how it's going, right? And I just tried to fade it, but I couldn't. It was too powerful. People are getting paid like 5 avax just for signing up, which is equivalent to $55 now. Speaking of avax, the play was I kept looking at avax. It was going up, and I knew, it's going up because people are using StarsArena, right? And Bitcoin hasn't tanked. Bitcoin's sort of ranging between 27 and 28K, right? It's 28.2 today, and I think 28.5 on Monday, but pretty much 27 to 28K range. We finally got stocks to bounce after 5 red weeks. We had a nice little bounce of 100 points in the SPX 500 from about 42.13 to 43. And the last 2 days, the stocks bouncing have enabled alts, large caps. Never talk about the large caps. It's been months, right? They've just been bleeding out. But avax was able to bounce from, I think it was 880 a couple weeks ago. And then it dipped to 910 even on Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon, or in America, which would have been late Tuesday evening in Europe and early Wednesday morning in Asia. So this is the perfect time to long AVAX. So you don't want to join StarsArena. You don't want to put up with the social aspect. I know most of our NEETs, we see all these people like racking up their follower accounts. Okay, these are like people in between or super social in real life. I just happened to join crypto for the money and realized, hey, I could use my ability to gather people around me, gather friends online and monetize that. So again, the most successful people are going to be the people that appear to make money, just give calls all the time. Obviously, if they're making money, they're going to have a huge follower count. And then the people that are lying about making money, okay, they're sort of in the middle. And then at the bottom are the people that are just struggling, not really making a lot of money, but still trying to help their followers by giving a lot of calls. The DeFi people usually don't moon hard because you can only make like $10,000 or $20,000 really, but it's still like a 10 or 20x, sometimes 100x, where you put $100 in and you make 10,000. There are a few plays. Elon Musk launched Gamer, so he streamed. He said I'm not sure if he was the first, but he said I'm going to be the first. I'm going to stream me playing a game. I think it was Diablo 3. I'm not sure of the game, but his Twitter account, they launched a meme coin and it hit like 3 million market cap. So you could have bought at 3,000 market cap. You could have pulled 1,000x on that, right? If you bought early and waited for the launch. I think it launched like a half an hour after the Twitter account was created or tweeted about the stream. And then later on in the day, like this was like 10:30 p.m. Sunday night, I think. And then on Monday at around 3 p.m., 2:30 p.m. So 16 hours later, we had another launch of, should I do the big circle? Those guys are there. Is that a police officer? Blue lights? I don't think so. There's a car with blue lights. So we had the big launch of, I'll do 2 half laps here. Baby Smurf 9000, because when he was streaming at 9 minutes and 15 seconds in Elon's stream, gaming stream of Diablo 3, he said, I only have my main and then another one, Baby Smurf 9000, Baby Smurf 9000, like that, Baby Smurf 9000, Baby Smurf 9000. So you're like, okay, Baby Smurf 9000. So they launched the coin 16 hours later. Someone noticed it, and of course it sent to 1 million market cap or something, 1.5 million. But that's just how it goes with these meme coins. You just get in and then they top because they're not maintainable. Okay, we're just gonna keep Baby Smurf 9000 going. We're gonna keep the Gamer C9 CG 347, whatever it is. Keep it going. You can't. Kisley, of course I still love you. Kisley, the rocket, the SpaceX related rocket launch. They just fade. These meme coins are super hard when it's not a meme market like April and May. Super hard to keep them up in a totally different atmosphere. You really have to have your head in the game. And of course, it's much easier, which I'll talk about now, to stay in leverage. I'll talk about profits. Hit to 60 cents last, or 61 cents last Saturday, and now it's up to freaking, it hit like 280, maybe even higher. I didn't check it tonight. So 4 2/3 bounce, 4.7x bounce. But hey, Rusty, these guys got good noses. I like this park because it's not backed up to the hills. It's backed up to the streets, the city. So again, higher risk of cars if the dogs run over there. But no snakes because it's super rare to have a snake there. They would have to go through the canal or the dam, or what do you call it? The flood, the runoff, the area where they have a big, build a big ditch pit that's like 5 meters high, and then they allow water to go through it. 5 or 10 meters. What is it? Anyway, the wash, we used to call it the wash as kids, but it's just a storm drain. That's it. So there's just an area for the storm drain runoff to carry through. And it actually floods all the way to the LA River, which drains to the ocean, the Pacific Ocean, at the port of Long Beach. So really cool how it starts in the mountains up there and then comes down to the trails. Anyway, it brings wildlife in like snakes, and the snakes don't make it past the streets. They don't make it past the cars. But when you're up there in the hills, that's where you have the snakes. Again, the risk, because I lost a dog, Barocco Barker, 2 weeks ago. So again, it's a little sad. I mean, I try not to think about the dog that got bit by the rattlesnake and died last week or 2 weeks ago, but still move on. So luckily at this park, there's no rattlesnakes. Because again, you don't want a rattlesnake coming in your tent, and then you don't have to worry about it. But again, that park up there, the other bonus is police don't come twice a night to check on it. It's just whatever happens. So that's the upside. But you got to compete with occasionally mountain lions, but mainly coyotes and rattlesnakes, right? So it's a little trade-off. Police or coyotes or rattlesnakes. So who would you want bothering you at night, right? The rattlesnakes aren't going to put you in jail, but they could put you in the hospital. Same with the coyotes. If a few of them team up against you. But if you have a dog, a big dog, usually that's decent protection. 2 dogs, even better. Okay. Can we keep talking about anything? Yeah, so I'll talk about the big leverage. Now we'll move on to leverage. I remember at a friend's funeral in 2007 or so, 2008. He was from Germany, the boyfriend of one of my friend's cousins. And we were digging. We filled up like half the coffin, half the grave with dirt. We were just fucking digging for like an hour while people are just hanging out or praying over the funeral. So he said, you must use leverage. So that was the first time I heard leverage pronounced as leverage, but I think lever instead of lever is the British way of pronouncing it, leverage. And of course, if you're European and learning English, I think even Asian learning English use the British pronunciation, but for everything, I don't know though. It really depends, but I think generally in Europe they use the British. Maybe as you move further from Great Britain, use the American pronunciation. It's hard to say. So like Southern Europe, Eastern Europe might use the American pronunciation, even though it's going to have a heavy accent. Again, the accent gets heavier too the more you move away from Great Britain. Even though the French accent is clearly French, and the German accent, etc., and the Russian accent is noticeable, the Spanish accent. But I'd say like the Spanish accent is the least. But German is pretty good, just because when they're speaking English, just because German and English have so many similarities. French do too, but just the accent for the French language is so different. Okay, so let's talk about leverage. We had a big news trade. Ripple wins the appeal. Not exactly, but the SEC loses the motion to appeal. So they have to wait 2 years now to appeal the Ripple case, ruling that Ripple traded on exchanges or sold to exchanges, whatever, isn't a security, only to institutions that bought them. So again, Ripple's free to launch any other shitcoin they want. So it opens the floodgates for a bunch of shitcoin launches, but still not a lot of hype launches now, but we're going to get more and more. Launchpad, we haven't seen Launchpad in 6 weeks. That's going to be a good long, should juice like 6%, 7%. Of course, Karen's going to be in there. Karen, I talk about Karen, but you don't realize the success of Karen. Yeah, he has a few misses, but for every miss, he has like 2 or 3 wins. So he hits like 75% of the time. And he's super successful. One of the most successful, probably the most successful botters of all time. GCR, the most successful wallet tracker and leak finder or insider. I don't know. Allegedly, he didn't bribe, but he offered money to employees at Binance for the leaks, but then he denied it. So, of course, there's no evidence. If there's no evidence that he offered money to people, then there's no crime. So for now, is innocent until proven guilty. So even though the best course of action would have been to offer like $10,000 per listing leak to an employee at Binance, we're not sure it actually happened. But if you were to say, yeah, there's a lot of more things worse in crypto, yeah, then it could have happened. Could have been GCR, could have been anyone, it could have been a Korean, a Chinaman, probably not a woman bribing someone at Binance. So again, a lot of public officials, especially in charge of listings. So a lot of ways to do it, to bribe. And then at one point, GCR said he was just getting the listings for free, but he could have memed about it. But anyway, I can't confirm that he actually got the listings or he just joked about it. But his official statement is he never got the listings and never paid anyone for the listings at Binance. But again, he's the most successful listing leak finder or user of all time in the history. The millions, I think he made hundreds of millions of dollars, like half his port on listing leaks. So really nice. And he's floating somewhere midway between like 300 million and $1 billion. We're not sure where. Some people, again, it's impossible to estimate that sort of thing, even with the most advanced AI we have. So this news trade, Ripple wins the appeal. It sent Ripple from 50.8 cents was the bottom, or was it 51 cents? I'm not sure exactly. I didn't check the candle. 50.9 all the way to 54.7 cents. So it was a pure 7.5% move-ish. I saw a chart that said 7.3%, but I think it was closer to 7.5%. So just an amazing pump. Now, you think 7%, it's nothing, but think about it. You could have put $1 million on the trade, $2 million with like 0.5% slippage. You were willing to pay $10,000 slippage, but you could have made over $100,000. The highest confirmed win, of course, goes to Naughty. Naughty's just on top of everything. 50K. Way to go, Naughty. 50K juicer. There may have been more. Karen's bot failed. Karen missed the news. He was having an argument with his girlfriend. Or is his girlfriend AI? Karen AI would have a girlfriend. Should be AI. Or is Karen AI dating a human girlfriend? I don't know. Hyuk was sleeping or having a ham sandwich. I don't know what he eats. Oh wait, he's Chinese, but he likes Korean food. So he'd eat kimchi and hot pot, maybe some meat, ham, or roasted beef and wagyu, whatever he was eating at that time. He missed the trade anyway. So sad for a lot of great news traders. Buying run missed it as well. 1 a.m. in Europe. Weird news time. It came in actually 3:57 p.m. is when Pacific time when DB tweeted, so that would be 6:57 p.m. Late morning, or just morning, whatever, 6 a.m. ish in Asia. Australia around 10 a.m., 9 a.m. So, but 1 a.m. in Europe, a lot of guys are going to be sleeping. But again, if you're a news trader, you got to stay up. You got to stay up till 3 a.m. for those juicers in case the late United States afternoon juicers. But it's one of the latest rulings we've had in a while, legal rulings. So, Court Listener, there's Alpha. Go to Court Listener and subscribe. I think you would have had it like 3 minutes or something before DB tweeted. Maybe 4 minutes. And again, the best part about leverage is you can ape 7 figures, 8 figures if your account balance is high enough, but usually slippage is garbage to ape 8 figures. You might pay like 2% slippage if you're aping 8 figures. So really, really, really impressive news trade. Of course, I only longed like 450,000. I meant to long 250,000. I saw it right away, or like 20 seconds later. I got the alert from Tree Capital, but I had to log in. My monitor was off. I got in like 2 minutes after, and it was only up 3%. So I figured it would go like 6%, 7%, and I stupidly closed for 2%. So I made $8K, $8,500, whatever. But I've had so much skin in the game. I put my skin in the game, the front of my skin, my whole everything in the game for so long just to see it. I need to start making like 50K, 100K on these big news trades, and I don't have the cojones to long. I'm not early enough. But if I would have just punted $1 million in that trade and held for 5%, no, I only had the 4% move. The max I could have made is 40K on that, unless I longed like $1.5 million. And I just didn't have the balls. I saw the 4K P&L. I'm like, oh, 4K, because I'm not used to it. You get used to that high P&L, and you let it run. You hold it. You're not used to it. You say 4K, 5K, that green P&L. You want to start taking profits, and that's your mistake. Instead of letting it run. So if I would have held the whole way, I would have made it's like 16,000 instead of 8. If I would have doubled my position size, I would have made 32 and held the whole way. So again, you want to be early and you want to go max size. So that's the key to news trade. Being early, buying the bottom, and going max size. You can't lose. So now let's go back to StarsArena. So avax started moving, and I didn't think this was going to be real. I thought it was going to fade in 2 days, like post-tech on Arbitrum, but of course it didn't, and I got punished because I didn't join the platform, and I didn't just long avax. I should have longed $1 million with. But these sort of narrative trades, I don't do them, and I'm just not used to them, so I didn't long. Of course, last night at $10.40 avax, I longed 15,000, just a baby long, and of course, guess what? It's up 5%. It's up 5%. AVAX is $10.95 now, and a big whoop. I'm up $750. And instead of saying it was $1.5 million long, I would have been up $75,000. Of course, slippage might have been nasty on that. Might have been up to 1%. But it's the nature of the beast. On the winning trades, you wish you bet more. On the losing trades, you wish you bet less or not at all. And of course, the way to be a winner is practice, positioning, news trading, whatever, narrative trading. Repeatedly practice. You're not just going to open $1 million long, right? So in this case, I just don't trade like that. And most of the time, I'm hunting shit coins or on Friendtech, looking for undervalued keys, like trying to pull a 10x off. But I'm not used to longing my whole port 10x. Say I have like $50,000 in my margin account on Binance. I'm not going to long $1 million, because if it goes down 5%, I'm wiped out. I'm out of the game. I'm not going to reload up $50,000. I'm not going to sell my crypto savings or NFTs just to make a dumb trade again. So that was my biggest fear. Just going over there. You want some water? Here you go. So do the blue eyes mean he has cataracts? So aren't dogs' eyes supposed to reflect green or orange? I don't know. So again, and then we had a dip. So AVAX was 910 or 920 on Tuesday. And then yesterday there was some FUD. It dipped to 980 because they were hacked for like $2,000, something tiny. And dipped from 1020 to 980. That would have been a good long of the uptrend. So if there's a standard uptrend and it corrects a few percentage, you just want to keep longing. If the trend is super strong, just continue to long. Long every dip, basically what Alex Weiss said. Ape season, just ape every dip. And that's how he peaked at like 200 million and then lost it all. But at the same time, if you're trading like that, just one slip up, one tilt, where you just keep DCAing and the trend is not your friend anymore, you can lose it all. And rip to Alex Weiss for losing it. I think he still has like $1 million or something like that, but he got freaking destroyed. And the sad news is he can't go back. He can't trade like that because of the stress, the PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. So again, every dip, 980, I could have longed $1 million. And I don't want to be on the platform. I don't want to have to shill. I don't want to like. I don't want to get in everyone's group and retweet. I don't want to pay some bots to retweet 1,000 times for avax dollars. Or maybe I will if it's profitable. If I can make 100,000, I'll do it. But just for $10,000 to put in like 3 days of work, I don't want to do it. I'd rather just catch a big news trade, even though the news trades, the big ones are ETF, X payments, maybe the Doge Lunar launch coming in November. So a couple decent trades, but again, you never know unless you're super early. And I'm not a great news trader. So find what you're good at. I always say find what you're good at and max it out. So good luck to everyone, and don't lose all your money. That's all I have to say. At the same time, sometimes you need a break. I don't talk about my personal life, but I struggle. But at the same time, the crypto struggles are astronomical because I can get wiped out completely. But at least I'm still alive. I'm semi-healthy. I'm not that healthy, but I'll live till like 75. Based on the walking I do. Of course, I want to live to 100. I want to get that Elon Musk Neuralink transplant, that infinite life elixir, whatever he's working towards. But we'll see. Again, it's not just Elon Musk. It's a bunch of other billionaires. Zuck wants infinite life. Vitalik, he should be a billionaire. And I'm not sure how much Ethereum he has. It's never been documented, but I just hope we're all gonna make it, because again, I'm not happy. Really, crypto makes me miserable 90% of the time. So whatever you want to do, just do it. Try to remain healthy, happy, and positive. Of course, police coming in at the last second. I don't know if it's parking enforcement or police. It's weird. The lights, it has to be parking enforcement. Hi. It's weird. Oh no, it could be independent security too. So let's go home. Let's go home, pups. We enjoyed our life together, and now it's time to go home. Time to go home. I should be on the equipment, but there's like too many people here. I'll just do pull-ups at home, I guess. Can't do pull-ups. I can only do one pull-up. So when I say, why do they have crazy lights? Yeah, it is parking enforcement. No, I think it's security.